Hello, I'm Jacob, also recently referred to as the White Devil. This is the Prepper's Bunker Outdoors. Today I have something that to me is crazy exciting to talk to you about. That's my initial impressions of the Untitled Woodsman that just came in. Real quick before that, this channel is made possible through sales at my website, which is beachandtactical.com. I make tactical slings and survival accessories for knives, rifles, whatever. Also, I'm a brand ambassador for Grunt Style. I can get you 10% off on their clothes. They have a lifetime guarantee on clothes, which is awesome. I do have a Patreon, which is what has made this channel great because I can test and review knives without caring what manufacturers think about me. As a viewer, that's huge. So please check out all of those links in the description box below. Now, what I'm going to talk to you about today is the Ontario, because everybody gets all whatever, Bushcraft Woodsman. And this is a knife that I've been excited about for a long time. Out of nowhere, recently it changed. Now, Ontario is good at a lot of things. They're bad at a few things too. I'm not going to talk too much about Ontario today, but what happened, they released this knife originally in 5160. Came with a DeSantis sheath that was made in America and a ferro rod and a little scraper ruler thingy-majigger. It was a really nice setup. I really liked the looks of the original sheath. And if you happen to have watched my Blade Show, no, actually SHOT Show 2017, 2016 video, I actually went to the Ontario booth, held it. It was a bit of a different knife, but it was in 5160. Out of nowhere, one of my friends, John May, bought one of these. These just went on sale on Amazon. This is part of the exciting part. These just went on sale on Amazon for $58. With taxes, it was like $61 shipped. That's ridiculous. But that's not the biggest surprise. The biggest surprise when he posted this knife is that it is in 420 stainless steel. Now, what's going on right now is a lot of my non-knife viewers, if I have any of those, are thinking that's really cool to see a big American-made stainless steel knife. And then a lot of my knife viewers are reeling from their screens right now at the idea of a large stainless steel chopper. Here's the deal. According to Touge, the 420 stainless steel that they're using does not appear to be a 420HC, which is labeled on the website, because 420HC, I believe, has a 0.041% carbon content, and according to Touge, it's like a 0.03. But what that means is you have a very low carbon content, very low potential for rust, and very high toughness. A lot of these new super steels, what they're doing is they're focusing on edge retention so much that sharpenability and toughness become lower on the priority list. I prefer knives that are easy to sharpen and tough, and simple stainless steels, when heat treated correctly, are exactly that. Alright, so to wrap up why this is exciting, an American-made 9.2-inch blade, quarter-inch thick stainless steel chopper. I don't know when the last time something like this was available, if ever, and if it was, it certainly was not for $60 shipped. Speaking of Patreon, I was going to test some Walmart knives, and I brought this to my patrons' attention. They decided they'd rather see this. This knife is brought to you by my Patreon. So if you like seeing unbiased knife reviews, please make sure to check that out. Now, what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to talk about things that I do like about this knife and then things that I don't like about this knife. But first, we're going to start out with a little bit of both. Like I said, I just opened this knife, the box, today. And out of the box, we're talking about things I like and don't like first. Out of the box, the first thing that I noticed was the knife was not sharp. Really quick to talk about Ontario. They were known for mass producing knives of fairly low quality in the past, questionable heat treat, really a lot of shoddy grinding. That was my first experience was Ontario, with edges that were horribly off center and different heights and all kinds of nastiness. I think Tujimoto and some other people were brought in. Ontario's quality went through the roof. I mean, their stuff was nice and they were still really cheap. And they were releasing designs that I think were on the money, like this Woodsman. But all of a sudden, when their quality really went up and their prices were still affordable, but maybe a little bit more expensive, I think that their sales fell through the floor. According to them, this knife was not a good seller in 5160, the original trim. If memory serves, the original 5160 knife also had much nicer scales, by the way, and fit and finish, but I'm going to get to that later. So they didn't sell for crap, and what Ontario does not do well is advertisement, marketing, keeping their website up to date, all of those kinds of things. They're really terrible about that. In fact, I believe that this release of the stainless steel version knife went unnoticed, and sellers were selling the 420 stainless steel blades as the original 5160 ones, which pissed a lot of people off. So when Ontario switched to 420 stainless steel, they should have yelled it from the rooftops. They should have, really honestly, they should have sent it to people like me to essentially try to break it, to see how tough it is, and to let people see the change and see if stainless steel can hold up to the rigors necessary of a large chopper. Because that's what a lot of the knife guys fear is if they got a large chopper, they don't want stainless steel. I used to be in the same category, but my mind was changed when I discovered some things that are kind of niche in the market. To get back to what I am and am not happy with. The edge, it was dull, okay? No hair shaving, dull. If you look closely at the edge, it's not perfectly even. It's got a little bit of wonk, it's got a little bit of wallow. It is ground pretty centered, but the final bevel is not very good, and it was dull. And I was thinking, this is the start of it. But I ran it on my strop, starting with 5 strops per side, then 4, 3, 2, and 1. Normally I go to 10. So I spent about 3 minutes maybe stropping it on my Wicked Strop by Rob Riker. And I checked the edge just because, and it was sharp, and I was shocked. I tried to shave and it popped hair right off. So why is it something I like and don't like? Ontario knows how to make sharp knives. I've had their really old stuff that was kind of poopy. I've had their more recent stuff that was really, really nice, and that stuff was sharp. Namely, I've had 3 Ontario RTAC 2s. I've had 2 SP5s. I've had some pilot survival knives, or bolt knives, as some people call them. Anyways, so why I disliked it and liked it, no knife should be shipped to dull. So shame on you, Ontario, and the grind should be cleaner, but these are hand ground blades, which how they're hand grinding these today and selling at these prices, I don't know, it doesn't make sense. But the steel is very easy to sharpen. So if I can sharpen this knife up in less than 5 minutes to a hair popping edge, anybody can. That's exciting. That's really, really exciting. So that is the first thing that I want to talk to you about. Before we talk about what I like, we're going to talk about what I dislike. And we're going to wrap this up with what's really the most exciting thing about this blade and for this channel. But dislike, okay? Fit and finish sucks. It's really bad. Weird nicks, weird edges, poorly shaped scales, just really bad. And the second thing, the poorly shaped scales, they're very square on the front. And this is my initial impressions review, but I know that when I get to really chopping with this thing, it's going to eat up my hand. A little bit of sandpaper would probably fix that. It will probably fix that. We will see on this channel. But for now, it is what it is. And finally, this square edge between the guard and the ricasso here. Traditionally, that area of the ricasso, I believe, is square because it's on a hidden tang. And so the square edge of the blade right there holds a guard in place and helps put tension on the whole handle, helps make it all work. You have a full tang blade here that is mimicking a design that, although it was kind of a poor design, it was a functional design from the past that's unnecessary in the present for a look. I hate that. Form should always be, or function should always be before form. So I believe that if this knife breaks, it will probably be at this square edge, because square edges are stress risers. That's a no-no. All right, enough of what I don't like. What I do like. Full flat grind, excellent edge geometry, 18.2 ounces, so you're just 2 ounces over a pound. That's a perfect weight for a knife this size. The balance feels good. The grind is beautiful. It's 420 stainless steel. If it holds an edge, and if it's tough enough, and if it's easy to sharpen, this is going to be an absolutely unique blade that's phenomenal. It looks great. The price is astronomical. So basically, real quick, what I should say is I think that Ontario is blowing these out right now because they're not selling so well. That's why they're flooding Amazon at $58. I believe that is dealer pricing, which is screwing all of the mom and pop shops and the online knife shops. I think on places like DLT Trader and Knife Center and stuff like these, I think these are about $75. And honestly, guys, if you can, buy it from them. Because the dudes who do this on Amazon, what a hypocrite. The dudes who do this on Amazon are just destroying the market and screwing other people over. Anyways, even at $100, if this thing works the way I think it will and how I've heard it will, it should destroy the market if Ontario can get the word out. If the product is worth it, I will help them pro bono, because that's what my patrons wanted to see, and I'm always about finding good tools. So that kind of wraps up what I don't like and what I do like. Now, what's exciting for the future of this channel is what you're going to see right now. This Woodsman has a 9.2 inch blade, it's a 1/4 inch thick, and it weighs 18.2 ounces on my scale. That is the claimed weight. It's right. That's a great weight for this knife. The Becker BK9, almost the exact same size as you'll see right now from the factory, just over 16 ounces with my Micarta scales, again, right at 18 ounces. And then the Essie Hunglis 2, again, almost the exact same size. It's at 20 ounces. It might be a little bit heavier because of that G10. I don't remember what the weight is on it with my Micarta. But it might be about 19, it might even be 18 with my Micarta. These knives are so closely comparable, and these knives are what a company should be aiming for in a woods blade right now. The BK9 has had a cult following for basically forever. The Hunglis 2, as I've shown on this channel, is just an absolute phenomenal blade. I've been wanting to compare the two of those for a long time. And I would have already if I didn't break my ankle. But now I'll be comparing these three knives. And what's interesting is you see the value of what you're getting as you pay exponentially more. So the Ontario Woodsman now comes with this Chinese sheath, which looks pretty good, looks pretty okay, pretty similar to the Becker one. Has a little pouch up here, a little bit of moly, little belt loop, decent retention. It's okay-ish. Like I said, if you get this from Amazon, it's like $60. If you get it from a little knife company, it's like $75. Phenomenal value. Bump up to the Beckers. The Beckers have been coming down in price. I'm seeing them for like $80 and $90 around. And you get nicer fit and finish, undoubtedly. 1095 Crow Van. I don't know if that's a plus or a minus. We will find out. A great design. Like I said, fit and finish is better. I do think that the sheath is a bit nicer, but again, it's Chinese. But very similar. Very similar. But, you know, a little bit more money. And then the Hungless 2. These were released recently. They were released at $170. I think the street price has come down to about $140. And you get a sheath package that blows the other two away. And your fit and finish on the SE Hungless blows the other two away. There is no comparison on fit and finish. You strip this SE's powder coating, and you have a smooth finish underneath, not a like a powder coated or sandblasted finish, not a milled finish. This is almost like semi-custom, the level of fit and finish they have on these. I do wish they had a square spine. Regardless, between the sheath, the fit and finish, these knives, you're almost, you know, you usually don't, like, as you pay more for knives, you don't usually necessarily get what you're paying for. Like, the amount that you get over a Mora, when you pay twice as much, you don't get twice as much knife. But each of these knives, bear in mind, if this Ontario performs like it's supposed to, each of these knives offers about the same value, I think, as they bump up in price because they offer that much nicer fit and finish and that much nicer sheath and package as you go up. So that's really cool. These are so closely comparable. That's my bread and butter, guys. My thing is, you know, before I started this YouTube channel, I'd watch a knife review and they'd be like, this knife chops really good. This knife feather sticks really good. This knife is great and you should buy it. I'm like, great compared to what? It chops great compared to what? I can't handle it. It's stupid. It's terrible to me. There has to be a standard. All right. So what we're going to do, we're going to test these three knives against each other. Let me know what you think the name of the series should be. I've got Battle of the Budget Choppers. That was my first YouTube series and first YouTube videos, really, ever. And I've got like a Battle of the Super Choppers or something like that. These are kind of in between. These knives are choppers, but people think of these knives as the ultimate choppers. These knives are the bare minimum of what is a chopper. No, your SE5 and your SE6 is not a chopper. Your Becker BK2 and BK10 are not choppers. BK7, not really. It does not chop great. In fact, it's a waste of your calories and time, really, to chop with them unless you're chopping branches about this big. So when it comes to a chopper, this is pretty much the bare minimum, absolute bare minimum of what you would consider a chopper. None of them are anything close to even a small hatchet, regardless of what people say. So, but they're also compact enough and lightweight enough to be easy to carry. They're a sweet middle ground for a knife that is very versatile for doing a lot of things while not taking up a lot of space and a lot of weight. So, enough of that. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let me know what you think I should name the series comparing these knives head to head while I, to the best of my ability, control the variables. But before we get into that comparison series, most likely what we'll be doing is spending some good time testing this blade, seeing if it's as tough as it should be, seeing if it holds an edge as long as it should, if it takes an edge back, and then probably modifying it slightly from its stock form using easy to get household materials, just sandpaper. See if we can, how comfortable we can make it. See if we can strike a ferro rod. That's the deal, guys. Thank you for watching. If you watched this whole thing, like I said, I look forward to talking to you guys, and I hope you have a blessed day. So talk to you soon. Bye.